Okay, this is the last video in this training series. Congratulations, you made it. You are now a pro presenter. And so I just thought I would take a few minutes and talk about first of all, some of the common issues that people run into, questions that I get asked a lot. And then also I'm going to give you a list of shortcut keys that once you memorize, they're going to make your life a lot simpler. So let's start with a few issues that you may run into. ProPresenter is an amazing program. It's fairly intuitive. It does a lot, but it does have a couple of bugs. And so there is a known issue where if you have anything typed into the search bar while you're trying to import a playlist from Planning Center, it won't find the library matches. Let's go ahead and try and import this. It makes no sense. It's just a bug, and it's a known bug, and hopefully they'll fix it at some point in the future. So you can see it's looking for library matches, but it's not going to find them. All of these icons are still blank. It didn't find anything. It's not because I don't have these songs or these items in my library. It's just because of this bug. So go ahead, if that happens to you, go ahead and clear out your search bar. And then the easiest thing to do is just right-click on the title of the playlist and hit Find Library Matches. Now it's going to look again for library matches. This time it's going to find them, and there they are. Another thing I get asked a lot, most people prefer, when you're running the service, to have this view that sort of scrolls right from one song or item into the next. That's most useful during the service. And every once in a while, that feature gets unchecked, and people aren't sure how to get it back. And all it is this button here that's called contiguous. So if I'm in contiguous mode, it means that each item goes one to the next. If I disable contiguous mode, then I only see one song or item at a time. That might be useful if you're editing one song. Yeah, to get it back, just click this contiguous button. And there it goes. What else do I see? If you ever find yourself clicking on a slide, you can see it in your preview window, but it's not showing up on your display screens. Well, one of a couple of things might happen. Maybe you just didn't turn on your screens or your projectors. That's a possibility. But if you've done that and you still don't see an image, then one place to check, and this happens a lot, is the output button. Somebody may have unchecked it and forgotten to turn it back on. In fact, it might have been you. You might have been editing a song, and so you disabled the output, and now you're trying your best to get something on the screen, and it's just not going, and all you need to do is re-enable that button. Let's see, other issues. Nothing's coming to mind at the moment, so I am going to move on to shortcut keys. There are a bunch of shortcut keys that will make your life a lot easier. I usually keep one hand on the keyboard and one hand on the mouse, and so if I can sort of use both at the same time, it really speeds things up. Not everybody likes to do that, to each their own, but if you are the type of person that likes to use shortcut keys, here they are. The first and possibly the most important one, let's say I've been making changes to a song. Let's say I'm going to delete this slide. You'll notice that the icon next to that song has turned dark orange. And it's not just because I have this item selected. You can see, even if I select another item, the icon next to here, next to the solid rock, is dark orange. What that means is you have unsaved changes. And while ProPresenter is a very stable program, it's still running on a computer, and I have seen it crash once in a blue moon. So I always like to save my work and save it often. So when I see those dark orange icons, it's like a red flag, or in this case an orange flag, that tells me I have changes that I need to save. And you can go to File and click Save All, but I much prefer to just hit Command S on my keyboard, and you'll see that icon turn white again. So again, that's Command S. There are, oh, the buttons up here at the top, they have shortcut keys that come in very handy. Clear All, the shortcut key for that is F1. Clear Slide is F2. Clear Background is F3. Clear Logo, as I said before, we don't use, but if you ever were using it, that shortcut key is F4. So F1, F2, F3, and F4 respectively go to those buttons, and they're very handy, especially F1 for Clear All. If you accidentally put something up at the wrong time, maybe you put an announcement slide up, and the quickest way to get it, to remove it, is just that F1. I also use F2 a lot during the message. If I have a slide up and I just want to clear the text, I'll use F2, and that comes in handy a lot. Other shortcuts. If I'm in the editor, we talked about this one before. Let's go into the editor, and let's say on this slide I only want 2 lines per slide. Just put your cursor where you want the split to happen, and the shortcut key is Alt Enter. That will split at that point. Other shortcut keys, none of them are oh, I know. Every once in a great while, you may run into a situation where you want, let's say, a background slide up on the screens, but maybe somebody's doing a skit or an announcement or something, and they've got text that they want to see on the confidence screen that they don't want the rest of the congregation to see. You can actually freeze the output, and I believe that's Command 0. Yep. And if you notice, a yellow caution symbol comes up in my preview window. That tells me that my output is now frozen. So I could click any of these other slides, and these would show up, this text would show up on the confidence screen, but as you can see, the mountain slide stays on the main output. If I want to release that, I can either just hit Command 0 again, or I can click the exclamation point, and now it's unlocked. There are lots of other shortcut keys, and I'm sure I'm leaving one out right now. You can find a lot of them just by looking in the menus. A lot of them are written next to items, so you can see next to Save All it says Command S. Next to New it says Command N. And so you can just look through these, and there are all kinds of shortcuts for all kinds of things. Oh, right. Yeah, I forgot about, I use, a lot of the time I use Control, not Command, Control V And that toggles the video image bin. You can see that down there. There's my video image bin. And I can hit Control V and make it disappear. Again, if I've left anything out, you can probably find it just by looking around in the menus. Shortcut keys, they make your life a lot easier, and sometimes every second counts when you're doing this stuff. And so write these down, memorize them, use them, and that's it. I don't think I have anything else to say about ProPresenter that I haven't said in these last 10 or so videos. So I hope this has all made sense. I hope you've been having fun each week trying some of this stuff out, and you're just about ready to run a service all by yourself. So congratulations on getting to this point, and thank you so much for serving and being a part of Grace Tech.